Hi everyone, this is Lori from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and today I'm upcycling a little snowman kit that I found at Hobby Lobby. It was very inexpensive. It was regular priced $1.99, but I got it for half off that. And if you would please stay towards the end of the video, I'd appreciate it as well. There are a couple of things that I tweak on the snowman ornament, so you'll be able to see the final result and how I did it. Okay, so with that said, stay tuned and I'll show you exactly how I put this little snowman together. Okay, so this is the perfect day to make a little snowman ornament. It's a very cold Texas morning today, so we'll go ahead and get started on this. Now, I did purchase a little snowman kit from Hobby Lobby, and I didn't pay $1.99 for this. I paid half off, and I'm sure it'll go even lower within a week or two, I imagine. So we get 6 of the snowman ornaments, and I think that a lot of these ornament kits, I think they're a great way to start your ornaments because they give you the bases already finished, and these bases right here, the 6 snowmen. So of course we're only going to be using one today. So I'm going to set this one here, and I'm going to set this one over here, or these over here. Okay, so in the package they give you little carrot noses. So I'm definitely going to be using that, so I'm going to put that right here. They also give you some little pink circles to make cheeks, but I think I can do better on that, so I'm going to set this aside over here. Okay, and they give you little scarves to put on the snowmen here, but I think I can also make this cuter, so I'm going to set that aside. Then they give you some black snowman hats and little arms. Now, we'll definitely use the hats. I'm not sure about the arms. I'll have to wait and see on that one. Okay? So I'm just going to set this here. Alright? Now, they also give you these little backgrounds to put your snowman on, and I don't think I'll be using this. I'm going to be doing something different, so I'm going to put that aside here. Okay, so with that said, we'll get started. The kit also comes with gold cord, but I'm going to be doing something there different, so I'm just going to save this for another project. Now, the first thing I did is I went to Hobby Lobby, and they had their fabric for 40% off. So I got just a small amount of flannel, plaid flannel, okay? And so I measured, let's see, I think it was about 5.5. Okay. I cut a strip of about 5.5 inches from the plaid, and I just pulled some thread out a little bit to give it a little bit of fringe, and then I cut the ends with my little scissors like that. Okay, so this is very important because to do this first, okay, and you'll see why as I go along. Now, this is very, very sticky on the back. Okay, just peel that off. We're going to wrap the snowman's scarf around his neck. Okay, place the snowman right here, about like that. Alright, and then we're just going to wrap it around like this and use a little bit of glue. Now, one of the buttons will be covered, but these 2 buttons will be exposed, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there, all right? And before I actually placed the glue. I'm going to place this little snowman like this onto some gold silly winks. This is just a piece of the silly winks. They are 99 cents for a 12 by 18 sheet at Hobby Lobby. Okay, so let me go ahead and glue that down with a little bit of Fabri-Tac. We don't need a ton, just a little bit to make it stick. Alright. There we go. Alright. Just like this. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do, I believe, is to put a little snowflake right here in the middle. Okay? Like that. This is a silver one. You can use a white snowflake if you want. I just took a paper punch, a snowflake paper punch, and then punched this little snowflake out. See how ultra thin the silly winks are? That's why I like that brand. And I put a little rhinestone in the middle. And I did not use Fabri-Tac for the rhinestone because it does something to the foil on the back of the rhinestones, and so then they don't appear as shiny. Instead, I used a little bit of this super wood glue that I got from Dollar Tree. I just put a little dot behind that. Alright. But now I can put this on the silly winks and it doesn't bother it at all. So place this just like that. So we have what looks like this so far. Alright. And let's see, the next thing I want to do, I think I'm going to do the buttons. Now, I found these buttons at Hobby Lobby. They're in with a fabric, you know, and the rolls of trim and whatnot. And there was a whole bag of them, and they were really cheap, so I picked up these. So I'm going to use a red one and a green one. And I'm just going to glue it right over the little black circles there. Like that, okay? And I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac to do that as well. My fingers are so cold this morning. Lift that up. I like making the open spaces in the buttons going horizontally, both of them. Can you say OCD? Okay. There we go. Just like that. Alright. So that should dry fairly quickly. And while that's drying, we're going to give the snowman some cheeks. Now, the package did come with little pink circles for the cheeks, but I want to do this. I bought this from the Dollar Tree, and it's just eyeshadow, but I'm using this pink color right here for the snowman's cheeks. Tap it a little once you rub it into the eyeshadow. And then right here, right next to the top of his smile, we're going to do this. Right with the tip of the eyeshadow brush. And then if you rub it in, like that, it's not going to come off. Alright, so there we go. Now I'm going to pick it up and kind of blow it a little bit. Okay, there we go. We have this. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is the snowman's hat. Okay, so we'll do that next. Let's see. Let me find a little hat here. One of the little hats. Like that. Now I'm going to peel the back of the hat. Like that. And this stuff back here is really sticky. You don't ever have to worry about that coming off. Okay. So I'm going to place the little snowman hat just like this. Okay, now if you want, you could put a little Fabri-Tac behind it, but honestly, you'll see what I'm talking about when you buy one of these snowmen, just how sticky it is. Alright, and then we're going to decorate his hat. And I purchased this from the Hobby Lobby. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to let my cat in my room, otherwise she's just going to continue meowing. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so I bought this from Hobby Lobby, and I found this in the section where all of the wide Christmas ribbon is, the wide wired Christmas ribbon. You have a whole aisle full. Well, they also have boxes of all kinds of small trim, and that's where I found this. And I did not pay $3.99. I paid half that price, okay, because they have it half off right now. Okay, so I want to make sure that this isn't all scruffy at the end, so I'm going to cut it like this and measure it about here, I think. Cut that piece off. It flew. Alright, and I'm going to glue that like that on the top. So I'm going to take a little Fabri-Tac. Put that right here. I probably got a little heavy on the Fabri-Tac, but let's see. Yeah, I did. But that's alright, because we're going to cover that part anyway. I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So, we also have some little teeny weeny holly berries. They're little rhinestone and craft foam. And I bought these, I believe, last year. But they have them. They have different sizes, but these are real small. See, and you can put it like right here on the snowman's hat. So that's what I have left. Okay, and I did not pay full price. I don't ever buy these stickers at full price. Okay. Alrighty. So let me put just a dab of Fabri-Tac on there. I didn't even put enough to even hardly see, because we have enough here. But I think I'm going to place it right about here. I think that'll look good. What do you think? Alright, now, the snowman's missing his little carrot nose. So, we're going to put a little nose on him. There's a little teeny thread. You're a piece of the felt there, so I'm going to cut it off. Okay. Now this is also extremely sticky. I'm going to try to place it a little upward. Maybe about here. What do you think? About like that? Should I move it over? I think I should move it over. Yeah, a little bit, huh? There we go. Yeah, that's cute, huh? Okay, so let's see. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut a trim around here, and that's why we have this snowman on the gold. Okay, so give me a second and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of an edge here, maybe about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to start anywhere. Now with this part, go slowly. Take your time. There's no reason to rush. And you're going to have to lift off the ends right here of his scarf. And just slowly go around like this. There we go, around his hat. I'm going to cut this piece off. Always save your silly wink pieces. I have a bag that I put all my pieces in, and I use those pieces. And I'll have to show you an example of that. I'm just going straight across at the top here. You might have to lift a couple of things along the way. And I have to lift this up. So sorry for all the background noises, guys. My family, they aren't known to be quiet people. Okay. Now you see that little hint of glitter around the snowman? I think it turned out really nice. Okay, so now the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to put a little hook thingy on here. So we'll be back and we'll do that together, okay? So before I show you how to make the S hook, I almost forgot about his arms. Now these arms are pretty long, and so I cut them down to about 1 inch, okay? And I'm going to place them right about there, and you can see there's a little more sticking out here, but I'll cut that off as soon as I place the hands, okay? So what we're going to do is peel this off, and it is very sticky. And I'm going to lift up his little scarf, and I just want a little bit of the hand poking out like that. It's very, very sticky, and I will go back in, like I said, and cut what I need to up here once I place them. My advice to you would be to, when you're finished, to place your hands where you want them, but don't peel the backing off. Just do that first, and that way you'll get everything right. Okay, so now I'm going to come back and just snip off what I need, like that. Okay? There we go. And then of course when you have that down, you can't really see. Okay. So we're going to make our little S hook, and what I did was right at the very top here with my little vintage bottle cap punch, I just punched right at the very top of the hat. I didn't punch through the silly winks because I didn't want that to be tugged at and then eventually ripped. So I did it right through the flannel, but right at the very, very top of the flannel. Now you can use a 7mm, 8mm, or 9mm jump ring, but I chose to use the 7mm. Okay? And all I did here was I opened this up with my flat nose pliers, and I slipped it right in the hole that I made, and I made sure to close this tightly. Okay? And with the S-ring, you've seen me make this many times before. I cut this at 3 inches and used my dowel rod. I bent this and then bent this the opposite direction with my dowel rod. So now I'm going to open it and close it, and we have our little snowman. Let me lift up my camera a little bit. And you can see how cute it is. See? And there we go. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know whether you would like to see more upcycled videos, whether the ornament kits are from Hobby Lobby or Amazon. I had a lot of fun with this. The only thing that I can see that I would do differently is not put quite so much glue, because you can see on the black it doesn't look that great. And I think what I might do is take a thinner piece of gold cord and lay that right across the top. Maybe that'll help. So let me do that. Okay, so I did find some cord, and I purchased this from Hobby Lobby. It was $1.49, and you can tell that its cord is fairly thin. So I put a little bit of Fabri-Tac on here, and I didn't squirt it directly on here because I didn't want to make another mess. But I'm just going to roll the toothpick in it, and then do this. Okay, and then I'm going to place this cord directly underneath. To kind of help it. See if I can stretch this out a little bit. There you go. Yeah, that I think it helped a little bit. I mean, if I wanted to, I could put 2 pieces. That might look a little better. I think I might do that. So this Fabri-Tac dries extremely quickly, so if you do that, just put another little dot on the paper. Don't try to use the other one, because it'll probably be starting to set up by the time that you do this. I have to kind of work quickly with it. Okay. You could use a thicker cord, but I'm using the thin cord because I don't have the real thick gold cord. I have a thicker silver cord. There, I think that helped a lot. What do you think? All right, so I'm going to set this aside. There we go. And then so now we fixed it with a little hook and everything else. I think it turned out really cute. So thank you so much for sticking with me, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and God bless you, and have a very, very Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.